Okay, now I'm going to go through some more advanced editing techniques in Camera Raw, different things that I can do besides just the basic edits. So I'm going to use the same photo again and go back into Camera Raw. Now say, this is a beautiful photo. It's sort of sitting, on the rule of thirds line, but I want to make the flowers stand out a little bit more. Actually, I changed everything back to the way it was. I'm going to boost my magenta and turn them a little bit more red. There we go, like they were before. Go back to my basic menu. Now I want these flowers to stand out just a little bit more. I'm going to make this kind of clarified here. Let's see if I can't make them brighter. Okay, so I want these flowers to stand out a little bit more, and I want the background to sort of be a little less. So I'm going to go up here into some of these, use some of these. Now they all do something a little bit different, and you can fool around with them. Targeted adjustment tool, straightening tool, I would use that for if I had a crooked horizon line. I've got a crop tool in there. I'm not going to crop this photo. I think it's fine the way that it is. I've got a graduated filter. And this adjustment brush tool. I'm going to use the adjustment brush tool because I want you to see what this does. So when I bring this up, it pulls up this brush. I can change the size of the brush and make it huge. I don't need it that large. I want it to be, maybe a little bit bigger. The feathering. Now watch the ring around the outside of this brush. If I adjust the feathering all the way up, the interior brush gets smaller and the exterior is larger. Okay. I want to pull the clarity way down on this brush, so I'm just going to go into the background and I'm going to paint with this. Now, if you look over at my menu, you will notice that the exposure, go ahead and take a peek over there. Right over here. My exposure is way down. So it's really doing a couple of different things. It's taking the clarity out of the background, but it's also changing the exposure. I don't want the exposure to be changed. I just want that clarity to come down. And I don't know whether you can notice or not. Let me boost the clarity for a minute. So you can see how it's much more crisp and clean, and now it's really, really soft in the background. I could even, if I wanted to, pull the saturation down a little bit. Now, here you got to be a little bit careful. You don't want to like completely desaturate it. You're going to have this gray background. This is, by the way, how you would, how sometimes you have something that's completely gray with color in it. That's how you would, one of the ways that you could do it. So I'm going to pull the saturation down just a tiny bit. Okay. And fool around with some of those things in there. Now remember that right now, because I use the adjustment brush, all it's doing is adjusting the areas, and I can show you right here, the areas that I painted with that adjustment brush. Okay. Alrighty. I'm going to go back to my basic menu here. And I've already done the vignetting. Let me show you what the graduated filter does. So here I've got a graduated filter. Basically all this is it's like pulling the shades down. That's why this corner is so dark over here. I can pull it all the way across. It is a graduated filter. So it basically is, right now my exposure is down in the graduated filter. So it's like me pulling the shades over top of a particular area in my photo. So if I wanted to bring it, make it look like there's like a shadow coming across, so it really emphasizes the light here. You could do that, or I could bring it across. Say I wanted one this direction, and I wanted the light to look like it was coming in. Well, that's that. I could boost the exposure up, so it would make it look like the light is really shining on that side. Do I really want to do that? I don't know. It depends. Like I said, you don't want it to look like it's over edited, but for the sake of what we're doing here, I'm going to keep it that way. I'm going to say that I'm done. Now, after you're finished with all that, and it's actually kind of nice looking at it, almost looks like it was in the shade over here and there's light shining on it. So now when you're finished, say you're finished all of this and you've decided on your 5 photos that you're going to use and you've edited them, I'm going to show you how to take this and rename it in the next video.